In the lead is Asashoryu with 10 straight wins, no losses. Here he is. Behind him, Akinoshima with 8 wins and 2 losses. And then clutch of wrestlers with 7 wins and 3 losses, including Dejima, Iwakiyama, Takanowaka, Takanonami and Musoyama. All theoretically capable of coming through and winning the Yusho, the Emperor's Cup. Well, on day 11 we go to the first of our bouts in this Fukuoka International Centre, where the sumo is always held, and it's first of our bouts between Tamarikido from the Katonami stable. He's got a bad injured left shoulder, and Iwakiyama, who, quite an interesting sumo history, started sumo at the age of 9, junior school, went through the amateur sumo ranks, and one of his friends died tragically, a sumo friend, and on that he vowed he would go into pro sumo and do his best. So here he is in pro sumo. Came into the pro ranks in the year 2000. Here he is in the top division some 2 years later. So there's trying the Katsukashi move there. He's got his arm under the shoulder. Almost got Tamarikido moving, but now he's trying to hoist him up, getting him to the edge. It's Tamarikido teetering on the edge there, but he manages to survive. Comes back into the centre. Iwakiyama trying the same move again, but Iwakiyama hanging on there, and just as he gets to the edge, just managing to avoid defeat there. Now he tries the belly shove and a run. So Iwakiyama blew out of steam there, and it was Tamarikido who eventually forced him over the edge with yorikiri. So a good, interesting match there. Good struggle between these two. Akinoshima, and who's just behind Asashoryu in the race for the Emperor's Cup. That says victory to Akinoshima. He's got lots of fans. Now we have Dejima against Akinoshima. Dejima 162 kilos, Akinoshima some 10 kilos lighter. Akinoshima having a very good basho. He's got 8 wins this time already. Last basho he had 7 wins, not so good. Last basho Dejima sat it out due to an injury, but Dejima piles in there, drives across the ring, tips him over on one side from the techiai. You see Akinoshima shaking his head there from that one. Dejima had a thigh injury which caused him to sit out the last basho, so he's limping a bit there, still possibly suffering from it. So third loss for Akinoshima. Now Asanowaka against Aminishiki. These two have fought 7 times. Aminishiki's won 4 of that 7. Well, as Aminishiki jumps the gun a bit there. But Asanowaka is very good at sidestepping these techiai. Let's see if he'll do that. No, he comes straight out. But that's very typical of him. He goes sometimes into the slam, the atari, and then he'll move off to the side. Sometimes he'll move straight off to the side even before they touch each other. So quite a good tactic, but there it didn't pay off. So 7th win for Aminishiki, he's doing pretty well, and 7th loss for Asanowaka. Now Kaiho, he's set out the last basho due to an ankle injury. Here fighting Tochinohana, who's beaten 3 times in the past. So Kaiho comes out, hits, moves to the side. Tochinohana keeps the slaps and the pushes go, drives his head down, but it's Kaiho who goes over the edge first. And a 4th win for Tochinohana. There's Kotonowaka there, taking his time, getting ready. Belt slapping, hand slapping, salt chucking, foot stamping, crouching down, then eventually they get ready to go. So it's Tokitsuumi facing him in the black mawashi. So Tokitsuumi comes across faster than Kotonowaka. Kotonowaka stands up, receives the charge, but he's heavier. some 40 kilos heavier, so he can afford to do that. This is typical Kotonowaka. He's not a quick winner. He's quite happy to lean on the opponent. At 175 kilos, he's one of the heaviest, and there senses the weakness and spins Tokitsuumi over with the overarm throw. Uwatenage. So 7 wins for Kotonowaka, 5th loss for Tokitsuumi. And there's a little bit of prize money for Kotonowaka. Buyuzan, ready to go, just waiting for Kotoryu. Kotoryu from a family of sumo men. His father and his grandfather were pro sumo wrestlers. Hardish start into the slam, and then a straight pull down on the back of Buyuzan's head. Very neat win there for Kotoryu. That was his 5th win. And it was the 8th loss for Buyuzan, which means Makikoshi. In other words, he'll slide down the rankings a bit. He's a little bit close to the bottom at Maegashira 11, so he can't afford to lose too much more. Now, Toki. Man who's been in pro sumo for some time, never won a prize. Most of these wrestlers have won the tournament prize of one sort or another, but there's a small group who haven't. So he does consistently well, wins around the 8-win mark, but never really does much better than that. Well, this is a nice, good slapping, throat thrusting contest. There's a pull down, and that was a pretty violent one. So they were both seesawing backwards and forwards with the slaps and the pushes to the face, but it's Toki who eventually got the slap down, and Shimotori really bit the dust there. So 7th win for Toki, and 5th loss for Shimotori. These two wrestlers pause, walk into the ring, chuck the salt. Quite a few kilograms of salt get chucked in the course of a day's sumo. These two have fought 4 times before. Tamanoshima's won 3 of them. Tamanoshima on the right there. He's got a few injuries, well taped up arm and left leg. Well, he's banging in hard into Wakanoyama's face, but that's it. Sudden shift of level of push from up high down to the middle of his body, and he forced Wakanoyama over with oshidashi. So that's 3rd win for Tamanoshima, and he's already got Makikoshi with 8 losses. Well, that's the giant killer. Kotonowaka. Now we have Hokutoriki fighting Tamakasuga. Both around the 150 kilo mark, which is about average for these wrestlers. 152 kilos is usually the average, although it's skewed a little bit with Musashi Maru much heavier than the rest at the top end. Well, that was a nice series of pushes and slaps there. Hokutoriki comes back and shoves Tamakasuga out with tsukidashi. Well, Tamakasuga looking a little bit lackluster in this tournament. Now we have Takanonami, who usually starts almost every basho with a bad start. This time, though, he hasn't. He's only had 3 losses so far. That's Takamisakari. You're the best, it says. Very popular wrestler. And these two have only fought once before. That was won by Takamisakari. But Takanonami's looking pretty strong. Got 7 wins so far. Within sight of a tournament win. He's already in the past won twice. Takamisakari there jumps the gun, apologizes, and gets back again. Fist down and into the atari. So Takanonami there trying that kime hold, but it's anticipated by Takamisakari. But it's his leg collapses there. The height and the weight of Takanonami forced him down. Takamisakari is only 135 kilos. Takanonami 172. Interesting series of moves there. Takamisakari had his arms round Takanonami's body, and then he pushed in really close, and he denied Takanonami's normal technique of lacing his arms through. But then the big man just leaned on him and his leg collapsed. So tough there. Looks to me like previous bout, it looked to me like Takamisakari had hurt his knee, but I think he hurt it again there. Interesting to see whether he continues. Now we have Miyabiyama against Takanowaka. Well, Takanowaka has been known to have been pushing the weights for some time, but he looks a little bit more muscular. Now perhaps it's starting to pay off. Miyabiyama is the second heaviest wrestler in this tournament, just behind, well not just behind, a long way behind Musashi Maru. As Miyabiyama leads with the head, cracks in hard. Takanowaka survives that easily enough. He's jumping around, and there's a slap down, hatakikomi win. That's hard and furious bout there. You can see them pushing into each other's face areas. A few head bangs as well along the way. And there's another head bang, and there's a pull down. So from push to reverse, and it's Miyabiyama who gets the Kensho money there, and the nod from the referee, the Gyoji. Mongolian Kotenage, 148 kilos. Tochinohana 162, bigger of the two. Fought each other 4 times, each has won twice. Oh, well, that was a one-way victory there for Tochinohana. He came out, hit with the 3 points, 2 hands and a head, flat onto Kyokutenho, and just kept him moving backwards like a train on a track in reverse. 5th win for Tochinohana, 7th loss for the Mongolian. Wakanosato against Koromitsuki. Well, Koromitsuki is a very technical fighter. Wakanosato is pretty rough and ready. Let's see if the clever techniques of Koromitsuki are going to do him any good. But no, he obviously had a tactic there. Went straight into the bang, and then he tried to reverse it, but Wakanosato was too close, followed him up too quickly. So Sukuinagi win for Wakanosato. This is Asashoryu coming in. He's gaining in authority as every basho goes past. He's not that big, but he's just winning all the time, and he's comfortable with it. It's good whether the sumo stays open with the pushes and the shoves, or whether it's on the belt. Here fighting Tochinohana. Now, Asashoryu got 10 straight wins, no losses. Tochinohana's got 5 wins, 5 losses. But Tochinohana's beaten a lot of Yokozuna in the past, and Ozeki, so he's got a bit of a reputation as a giant killer. So let's see how Asashoryu plays this one. So very careful. Penultimate touchdown. Oh, there's a lot of determination now in the Green Wolf's face. When you see the fighting spirit in this Mongolian, you can understand how the Mongolians got up to the gates of Vienna nearly 1,000 years ago. Ferocious fighters. Well, a slow start by Asashoryu. Comes out low, but he's not really getting it going. He's trying the pushes and the slaps, but he gets shoved out. Well, there was indecision there, and Tochinohana took advantage of it. Tochinohana couldn't work out, Asashoryu couldn't work out a game plan. It seemed to show, and it was Tochinohana who took advantage of that. So that's another Ozeki. But still, it's only his first loss for Asashoryu. He's still comfortably in the lead, ahead of his nearest rival with 2 wins. Let's watch that one again. So slowish start, comes out low, doesn't really go for the face, which he in the past he's pretty good at, and then belatedly gets into the slaps and the pushes, and then it's too late because Tochinohana, the heavier of the two, some 30 kilos heavier, just shoves him out with some straight arm pushes. Now Tochi Azuma, he's got 6 wins. He his Ozeki rank is up for grabs, or rather he'll lose it if he doesn't get Kachikoshi. That's 8 or more wins. Well, that was his 7th win, so he needs one more win to secure his rank at Ozeki. So that looked comfortable enough. He read Gojiro well, just simply got out the way and slapped him down. So an easy way to win for an Ozeki, but they're less picky now. I've noticed some of these top wrestlers, they take whichever win comes along. As we saw with Takanohana when he beat Chio Taikai last Basho with a similar move. Not the sort of thing that the grand champions do or are expected to do. Now, Kyokushuzan, Mongolian, otherwise known as the Storm, Arashi, fights Musoyama. Well, a slow start there, but he's never been a fast charger. Kyokushuzan, he's got quite a line. Well, that was very neatly done. Right to the edge, looked like Musoyama had him on the run. Little bit of an arm drag, wrestling move there, and he popped Musoyama out. So let's watch that one again. So there you see, grabs the arm, and there, just gets past, kicks his leg a little bit. Almost a Ketaguri type move, but in fact it's announced as a Hikkake move, so very neatly done. 4th win for Kyokushuzan, 4th loss for Musoyama. So at the end of day 11, we have Asashoryu in the lead still, with 10 wins and 1 loss, behind Akinoshima, Takanonami and Dejima with 8 wins and 3 losses. Stay with us, we'll be back after the break.